Years of teaching and administrative experience working in Milwaukee Public Schools. Now she's an academic coach, and she says that parent-teacher conferences are not just for the parents and teachers anymore. I'm happy to welcome back Judy Cohen from Lakeside Educational Services to help parents navigate this crucial time of year. Good to see you, Judy.
Good to be back. Thank you.
I think this is tough for parents because, you know, they get nervous. They want to have this glowing review of their child. It's tough to get criticism, and they never know, does their child come? Do they not come? Who's it for?
It's very difficult to sit and talk about your own child. But let's lay it out here. There are parameters on when you should bring your child to a parent conference. And I have 3 major rules. Number 1, you have to think about your child's age and grade. Obviously, younger children may not be able to come.
Just because they can't sit and listen, right?
Well, they
that attention.
You might want to talk about things that are sensitive to them.
Okay.
However, if you have a mature 5th grader and definitely middle school children, they should be at parent conferences, and always ask the teachers first if it's okay to bring your child.
So 5th grade and up is kind of your guideline there.
The 3rd thing is parent temperament. If you're going to walk in and rip somebody's head off, don't bring your child. In fact, you shouldn't walk in and rip anybody's head off. If you're having that major issues, you should have talked to the teacher a long time ago. However, you are your role model and mentor for your child, and they're going to watch what you say and how you say it. Okay, let's talk about really why a child should go. And it has nothing to do with grades and homework. It has to do with learning how to be a self-advocate.
Yes, I think this is a great point because a big key with all kids is having confidence in themselves and being able to speak up and talk about things that matter to them, right?
Absolutely. So I know many children I work with will grumble and say, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go. But when they do go, they come back and tell me they felt so much more invested into their education. They learned things about their teachers. The teachers learned things about themselves. And they felt much more a part of the success that they have. So when you take a child to a parent conference, you're going to practice with that child. Number 1, how do you speak in front of an adult? You're not going to slouch on a chair. You're not playing with your phone. Eye contact to that person. Respect. Lose the attitude, bud. Lose it.
What if they have an issue with a certain teacher?
Well, and
that's when it comes into play, right?
That is when you're going to bring your child, because you want your child to be able to say things, but say things in a respectful manner. ABC. Lose the attitude, no blaming, and no crying. Oh my goodness gracious.
Do people cry?
Adults cry. Listen, it's an emotional time. Okay, if you're going to cry, save it. When you get in the car, cry, but not in front of a teacher. It's just like a person at a staff meeting who sits and cries. No, you have to learn how to maintain your emotions and how you talk to people. So that's the main thing of taking a child to a parent conference. A self-advocate. How do I ask these questions? How do I get to the point? And that's a key skill, not only in middle school, but I have to tell you, in high school it's going to come into play, certainly in college, certainly in the work world. You have to start young with the child. You can't buy this stuff on Amazon. There's no Prime delivery.
Well, when you say, too, like, get to the point, I love the fact that you say be specific about what you want to know. Have everything, you know, whether it's written out or whatnot, because you do have a limited time with that teacher, and you want to use it to the maximum.
And that in itself is a problem. Remember, be cognizant of the time. There's a parent waiting. Don't bring young children with you if you can possibly get a babysitter. Certainly don't bring pets. They don't belong at a parent conference. But let's go back to that young person sitting at that meeting. You practice with that person. Write out, what do you want to ask your teacher that you might not feel comfortable asking in the classroom or asking in front of your friends? I'm all about writing.
What would be a good example of a question that a student should think about asking their teacher?
My best friend sits next to me, and he likes to copy my papers. And if I tell him to stop, I'm afraid he's going to get angry at me. And I can't say anything in the classroom. What can I do about it? And have that child write those questions out. Writing is writing. I'm all about writing. Do it. And the parent should also come prepared. This is a business meeting. You come prepared with what you want to ask that teacher, and be specific, not about he failed the Egypt test. he didn't answer the short answers correctly. How can we work on that?
And you say bring the actual test. If you've got questions about a specific assignment or something that didn't go well, bring that test with or that paper.
Absolutely. If the teacher didn't send it home, ask the teacher beforehand to make sure she has it.
Okay.
Sometimes parent conferences last 10 minutes. That's a short period of time. So if you can't accomplish your goal, make another appointment with the teacher, bring in people you want. But let's be cognizant of the fact that you don't walk in at 9 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the afternoon or say, I want to talk to you over your lunch hour. Most teachers don't even get lunch hours.
Right, they're at their desk.
Right, so make a convenient time for everybody and go forward with those issues.
So we're pretty much out of time, but I just want to make sure, what's a good takeaway? Because I feel like you've given so much good information to parents and even to the students. What's the main thing, like especially when you were sitting there across the table, that you really wanted everyone to know?
Teach your child to stand up for themselves in a respectful manner.
Love it. Great takeaway. Thank you for being here, Judy.
Thank you for having me.
It's always such a pleasure. Here's where you can find out more. It's lakesideeducationalservices.com. Thanks, Judy.